India Immigration Matters. Uh, we will wait for everyone to join. Please let me know if you can look at me, look if you can find the video and audio quality clear. Just give me a minute. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. So we will wait for 2 minutes before joining. We will be waiting for everyone to join, and then we will start taking up your questions. Just be with us for 2 minutes, and we will be start taking your questions. Okay, so let's start with the questions. So our first one is from Tail Recital. Hello, sir. I lodged my EOI as a biotechnologist in this month. I got 30 for age, 10 for being single, 15 for education, 10 in PTE, and 5 marks for experience in February. What are my chances? So in the last invitation round, the biotechnologist was invited at 85 points for 189. So, as per your current points, it seems like you are short by almost 10 or 15 points. So, it's better to improve your points because biotechnologist is not being invited at below 80 points. So, you need at least 80 base points for a possible chances of invite. Let's move to the next one. It's from A.V. Rajput. Hello, sir. Right now, which states are requiring to lodge ROI in addition to EOI? As we have already communicated in our group as well, that there are 4 states which used to also require an additional application in addition to NUI. So we are talking about ACT. So they require Canberra metrics in addition to NUI. We are talking about Victoria. They require an ROI in addition to NUI. And we talk about the Queensland. They also started asking for the ROI in addition to NUI from both onshore and offshore applicants. Northern Territory also asked for an nomination application, which is equivalent to an ROI for Northern Territory. But right now, the Northern Territory is not open for offshore applicants. So this is your answer to your question. So let's move to the next one. Is from Saravanthi Reddy. The question is that, hello, sir, still they are processing May 23 applications and might complete June 23 by February with this rate. By when do you think they can start processing April 24 applications? Can this expect by January 26? Well, regarding the visa applications, as you know that the largest backlog was from April, May, June 2023. So once the April, May, June 2023 backlog will be cleared, hopefully by February, then we will see faster processing time for rest of the applications until now. For your application, which was closed in the month of April 2024, you can expect your visa grant in the next financial year, not in this financial year for sure, unless and until you have got a priority occupation. So you can expect yes by January 2026 or February 2026. Let's move to the next one. It's from AV Rajput. Invitation chances for chemist 85 points, multimedia specialist 90 points, and ICT support officer all offshore. Well, if you're asking, I'm not sure if you have included the state nomination points or not. If these are the base points, then I believe that the ICT customer support officer or the multimedia specialist, the chemist has the better chances at 85 points because this has been invited recently. If I am not wrong, the chemist occupation was invited at 90 points. So just shy of 5 points try to get that. Multimedia specialist is also possible, but you need to work on the points. But multimedia special, I think out of these three, the best chances are for the multimedia specialist at 90 points for 189. ICT project manager and support engineer roles will be removed from the list. Well, there is no news about the removal of any occupations from the eligible skills by the Department of Home Affairs for the general skill migration program. However, there have been talks and debates about the removal of certain occupations from the deterred skills in demand existing temporary skill shortage 482 visa. So all the change in occupations is talked about related to the employer sponsored visa, not for the general skill migration visa for the time being. Let's move to the next one. It's from Ram. If I can get skill assessment for both occupations, one as a one as a school principal and as a mixed crop and livestock farmer, then for which I should go for early invitation. Well, out of these, I believe that I have seen a few invitations for school principal from the ACT through Canberra Metrics, but I haven't seen much invites for school principal from rest of the state. So I believe that mixed crop and live stock farmer 1 to 1 4 1 1 occupation has slightly better chances than the school principal. So you can go for that for an early invitation chance. Now let's move to the next question of Ram. If I choose farming category, I can apply for both a mixed crop and livestock farmer and also as a fruit nut grower. For early invitation, which one should I choose? Or you can also suggest me any other occupation of farming. So let's check the situation of mixed crop. And you are saying that you are also okay. Well, I have seen more invites for mixed crop and livestock farmer based on the data, so I think you can go ahead for that as compared to fruit and nut grower as per the last 1 or 2 financial years invitation round. So you can go for that. Let's move to the next one. It's from Vivek Singh. Hello, sir. I will be lodging my visa 190 next 1 week. I have skilled partner occupation recruitment consultant. In how much time can I expect the grant? Well, for the 190 visa, as you know that the global processing time has clearly stated that the visas are being granted in 17 to 18 months average processing time from the date of application. So you should have realistic expectation for your 190 visa to be granted by within 12 to 14 months because the processing times are expected to improve in the coming months after the backlog till June 2023 will be cleared. This is our anticipation. So let's move towards the next one. Is from Madhuri. I am ICT business analyst waiting for invite at 95 points offshore, including state points. Please let me know what are the chances of getting an invite and by when, according to you, can I expect an invite. So I think we have been replying to most of the chances of invite questions in our group as well. But I'm not sure if your 95 points are for 491 or 190. But if these are for 190, then you have good chances of invite at 95 points for 190 for ICT business analyst occupation because this occupation has been invited for 95 points for 190, and also this occupation is being invited at 95 points for 189. Now the competition is obviously very tough, and most of the onshore applicants of ICT business analysts are being invited at 95 points for 190. But I think if you have got 95 points for 190, then you should have some hope from the coming months invitation rounds by South Australia or Victoria, and also from NSW as offshore applicant. Let's move to the next one. It's from Mohammed Ejazul Haq. Salam, sir, agri consultant offshore with 85 points for 190 and 95 points for 491. This state is inviting offshore candidates. So, uh, we have seen agricultural consultant invitations from mainly from NSW, and they invited in the last financial year, and we also saw the agricultural consultant invitation from Western Australia. But these for offshore case we have seen from NSW in the last financial year till now. On the other hand, we have also seen the agricultural consultant occupations invitation for 189 and 85 points in the latest invitation round. So if you have 85 points for 190, you can just try for another 5 points, then you will have a very good chance for 189 in the next round. And also from NSW or from South Australia, because South Australia is also inviting offshore candidates. So the next one is from Mohammed Mia. What are the chances of 190 and 491 for a mechanical engineer? Well, the chances depend mainly on the point. So the good chances of invite for a mechanical engineer occupation start from, as per current scenario, at least you should have 90 points for 190 and 100 points for 491 for any possible chances of mechanical engineer as per the current trend. The next one is from Ahrar Mahmood, offshore civil engineer, 85 points, chances for 189 in next round, and when is round expected? So we have seen the civil engineer invite at 85 points in the last 189 invitation round. Well, the last invitation round, excuse me, for the last invitation round, there were a lot of competition. Still possible, but just a minute. Still possible, but the better chances would be at 90 points for civil engineer as per the current competition. The next 189 round may happen in the month of March or April, but there is no news about that, so we are just anticipating. The next one is from um, Chandni Ramachandran. I am an electronics engineer with 80 points for 189. What are the chances of getting invited for 189, 190? I am offshore. Has 3+ years of experience. So electronics engineer, we have seen the electronics engineer in the last invitation round at 95 points for 189. So at 80 points for 189, the chances would be low, to be honest, because of the competition. We have seen electronics engineer invites at 95 points for 190 as well, and 95 points for 189. So currently, your points of 80 for 189, this might not be enough for a faster or quicker chances of invite as per the current invitation round. The next one is from Vipul Chandra Mohan. Which state to target for early childhood teacher or enrolled nurse onshore preparing for March 25 intake, age 37 years? Thanks. So for early childhood teacher, you can target any state because all the states this occupation is in shortage. For enrolled nurse, as an onshore applicant, let me check. For the enrolled nurse, you can target either Tasmania or you can target Victoria. But Tasmania has a very strict employment requirement as well. But Victoria, you can have an employment in any other field as well to be eligible for the Victorian state. So our advice would be to go for the Victoria for enrolled nurse case. Now the um next one is from Abdul Basit Khan. I will be lodging my 190 for SA. The work experience section is very complex for more than 10 years. Experience all bank statements cannot be retrieved. Is it necessary to reflect? So, to submit a visa application, it is always recommended to submit as much of the employment payment evidence as possible because you are actually providing the evidence to the case officer so that the case officer becomes satisfied in terms of doing the due diligence and scrutiny of your employment claim. Now, in case you are unable to retrieve your bank statement, to compensate that, we would advise you to submit at least the tax returns of all the financial years of your employment period and also the income tax deduction certificates of all the employment period. And you can submit the bank statement for as much time period as you can from the last 10 years of your claim. So at least 8 years out of last 10 years should be proven through through a third party or government issued payment evidence, because the pay slips and the employment contract and the employment reference letter are typically issued by an employer. So you need at least one third party or government issued payment evidence to substantiate your employment claim. So this is how you can manage your employment payment evidence documentation for your visa application. Now, the next one is from Ashraf Ali. How is competition for urban and regional planning for professionals, and what could be the cutoff points for offshore? So, urban and regional planner. We have seen the urban and regional planner invitations in the latest NSW round, although they have conducted only one round on 10th of October. So we have seen only one. We have seen the urban and regional planner pre-invites at 90 points, offshore case for 190, and same goes for the onshore. So currently, the you can consider 90 points as the cutoff points for urban and regional planner for a possible pre-invite, especially from NSW. Now, next one is from Umar Riaz. In the case of multiple skills assessment through WIT assess, the latest positive outcome supersedes the previous positive. Could you please provide a reference for this statement? So, Umar Riaz, we have seen the cases where because of the same ENSCO unit group, where we are talking about the same ENSCO unit group, if someone has a positive skill assessment for one of the occupations from the same unit group, thus the person, if he or she wants to go for another skills assessment, it is possible that the person would only be allowed to go through the reassessment route. In that case, the latest positive skill assessment can replace the existing positive skill assessment. However, a new application can be lodged on the wet assess in case of a different occupation unit group, and obviously the matching of the JDs of the person with the standard JDs of the that occupation matter. So in such case, it is possible to go for a new application in your existing VETSS portal, and you might be able to get multiple skills assessment at a time valid from the VETSS. Now the next one is from Nurul and Siddiq. I'm onshore 65 points electrical now. Already lost my AOI for WA, doing a job in my field, planning to achieve 85 by March 25 and 90 by October 25. My current visa till December 26, chance of invite. Well, for electrical engineer, to be honest, competition is again very tough, same as the mechanical engineer. So we have seen the last invites of electrical engineer at 85 points, base points I'm talking about. So minimum 85 points, you need base points. So when you will be at 85 points by March 25, you will have better chances of invite. Currently at 65 points, I believe there wouldn't be any chances of invite since you are in WA onshore applicant. So you will have a priority as a WA resident as compared to any interstate or offshore applicant. So that's a plus. So reach up to at least 85 base points, and then you will have a good chance of invite as electrical engineer occupation. The next one is from Mac software and applications programmer NEC 80 points for 189. Which state to target if a 189 is not fit? So software and applications programmer, 85 points is the minimum what you need for a possible chance of invite for 189 for software and application programmers NEC. So you are short of just 5 points. Try to gain those 5 points, because even if you will try for a state nomination, for example, if we talk about the software and applications programmer NEC, the chances of invite would still be possible only at 90 points for 190 even from the state. You can target NSW or South Australia for that. However, you need at least 5 more points for a possible chance of invite for both 189 and 190 from any state. The next one is from Aslam Kareem. Aslam Kareem is asking, I will be eligible for South Australia ROI at end of March. End of March. Okay. What are my chances of getting invite after that? So you're saying that okay, you will be become eligible for South Australia and ROI. What are my chances of getting? So, Aslam Kareem, you need to confirm your occupation and points for to be advised about the possible chances of invite. Otherwise, it would be possible for would you be eligible or not for a South Australia as offshore as onshore applicant. For next one is from Manoj Kumar. Hi sir, what are you? Hope you're doing well. Is there any enough job for software engineer regional Australia? If you If so, then which state is best to apply for 491? Well, software engineer, to be honest, is a very high in demand occupation. We have seen good markets for software engineers, especially South Australia, New South Wales. These two are the best states for software engineers because, and also Victoria. So I think you need to do some research through online job portals that what which states have the most demand for your type of role and which is most matching to your own profile as software engineer. It can be from Victoria regional or South Australia regional or NSW regional. You can target these markets for a possible chance of job in this field of work. The next one is from Varushali. I am an offshore microbiologist. What are the chances of invite at 75 points for 491? So, microbiologist. So, we saw the last invite of microbiologist at 90 points, 90 base points. So, 75 points for 491 wouldn't be enough for a possible chance of invite as microbiologist. Even for 491 or for 190 and 189, more difficult. So you need at least 15 to 20 more points for a possible chance of invite. The next one is from Ramesh. Hello, sir. RNNEC, 75 points now. EY launched on March 2024. What are chances? Okay, so 75 points for NSWRN. So if you have 75 points, including state points, well, to be honest, a registered nurse NEC is a very high priority occupation, which is being invited even at 70 points for 189. So still possible that you will be able to get invited for 190 of NSW at 75 points. But if your points of 75 are for 491, then it might be a bit difficult. But at 75 points for NSW 190, it's possible to get the invite in the upcoming invitation rounds by NSW whenever they will happen. The next one is from Tail Recital for 490. How many points required? For the biotechnologist, as already advised to you, you need at least 95 points for 491 for a possible chance of invite. Um, Now the next one is from the okay process of inviting is slow this year. So yes, Varushali, the process of inviting is slow this year as compared to the last financial year. Until now, there should have been at least a couple of rounds by NSW. The NSW state is generally faster, but this year around they are going very slow. We are not sure what's their plan because the other states are continuing their invitation rounds. For example, Victoria and even Queensland is inviting, South Australia is inviting, Western Australia is doing their rounds. Only in NSW is going slow this year. There hasn't been any news from their side, so we are not sure what's happening, but we are anticipating that there might be another NSW round before Christmas break. Now, the next one is from Umar Riaz. Can you please tell me the chances for these occupations for 190 and 491 as onshore NSW applicant with 70 base points? Civil engineer, construction project manager, and civil estimator. Well, out of these, I believe civil estimator. So out of these, I believe the construction project manager has the strongest chances among these state among these occupations for 190 or 491. A construction project manager can even be invited at 75 points for 190, whereas a civil engineer will not be invited below 85 points for 190, and construction estimator can be invited at 80 or 85 points for 190. So this is the situation with 70 base points. If you are talking about NSW, at 70 base points, the possibility of invite among these occupation is only for construction project manager for both 189 and NSW 190. The next one is from Zargam Mohyuddin. I have around 95 points for 491. Have a job, live in Perth, electrical engineer, but nothing received so far. Any chances? Well, the Western Australia hasn't invited much electrical engineers so far, so we believe that they would be inviting the occupations like electrical engineer as well. I know that the 95.491 are like a borderline for a possible chances of invite, but you can have hope till the end of this financial year. The next one is from um, SM Chandravansha. How much chance for R and NEC Victoria with 65 points for one nurse? Should I wait on NEC category or apply another skill assessment like critical care nurse? So if we talk about the Victoria and we are talking about registered nurse, critical care case might be better for a possible chance of invite as compared to NEC from Victoria at as per your current points. However, having said that, the chances of invite at 65 points for 190 would still be low for a critical care registered nurse. Even if you will go for that, you need at least 5 or 10 more points for better chances. The next one is from Zenat Ibrahim, accountant general, 100 points for 191 and 90 points for 190. Chances of invite for Victoria. Well, accountants have been very competitive occupation so far. We have seen the invites for from Victoria for 190 for accountants at 100 points for the onshore applicants, and we have also seen the invites for Victoria 491 at 90 and 85 points, but those were the cases where they invited through the recent graduate stream. So also through for the people who were onshore in the regional areas, working in the regional areas. So the currently you have 100 points for 491. There could be a chance of invite for accountant from Victoria 491 if you are an onshore applicant. You should be based in regional while working there, or you have to be a recent graduate. Then there is a possible chance of invite for this occupation at 100 points for 491. The next one is from Ray's High Servers Outlook for General Accountant Offshore. I think we have already discussed the outlook for the general accountant occupation, because the general accountant, this is a very high competition among the general accountants, because of a lot of people have actually applied for the general accountant occupation. We have seen the last 189 round for general accountant. They were invited at 95 points for 189. So you can have an idea that what's the current situation of the supply of EOIs in the system for the general accountant. Now let's move to the next one. It's from AV Rajput, and he recently applied for multimedia specialist offshore. Yes, points. Multimedia specialist. So I believe the multimedia specialists were invited even in the last 189 round at 85 points. And if you are asking from the states, so multimedia specialists were invited for offshore. If you're asking for offshore, not much invite seen from offshore. But we can consider that the possibility of invite for offshore applicants could be possible from either South Australia or NSW. So, but the 189 they were invited at 85 points offshore as well. The next one is from Naeem Bukhari, agricultural consultant with 105 points on 491, 95 points, 90 points on 189, and 95 on 1. What are the chances on next round? So I believe that we have already discussed the agricultural consultant case. For the agricultural consultant, the chances of invite would be very good at 90 base points as per your point. So I think you should stay hopeful for a possible chance of invite in this financial year in the upcoming rounds. So the next one is from Aslam Kareem. People who have done B.Ed from Pakistan with no experience can be eligible for any skill assessment. Yes. So if you have a Bachelor of Education, a 4-year degree, plus, you have completed at least 45 days supervised teaching practice as part of this course, and you have a certificate for that from the same educational institute, and you can clear the IELTS academic test with 7788 scores. Then you can apply for skills assessment as one of the suitable school teaching occupations from AITSL, even without work experience. So that is possible. Next one is from Vipul Chandra Mohan. Thanks. Is it safe to say that we can get invite at 75 point skilled partner? I'm not sure what occupation you are asking about, so just mention the occupation and you can post your question again. Thank you for your question. Zinat Ibrahim, offshore accountant with 100 points for 491. I think we have already discussed. What is the case for microbiologists? We have already discussed. Zargam Mahyuddin, I have around 2 years experience. Can I go for 186? And WA Dama, confusion is that I live in Perth metropolitan areas. Company is in Perth metropolitan, but I do first in, first out. FIFO in regional areas. Okay, fly in. Okay, you are talking about fly in, fly out. I'm sorry for the FIFO abbreviation. So, for even for the WA Dama, so you are asking that you can go for the labor agreement. You can check with your employer whether they can they can sponsor you for 186 through the labor agreement, through the Dharma pathway of Western Australia. Through that labor agreement, if your employer is eligible for that Dharma's pathway of the WA labor agreement, then only they can apply. But for generally for 186, you need at least 3 years of relevant work experience to apply for the nomination. The next one is from S&A, as I applied with 5 on 24 September 2024 for 189. I'm a physio from Pakistan. My employer and I received a call from Australian Embassy Pakistan regarding employer verification. When I will be granted? Well, if you have already got a call from Australian Embassy for the employer verification, it means that the grant of your 189 visa is very near. So since you are saying that you lodged your visa on 24th of September 2024, and we are talking about 189 visa, which is being granted in 3 or 4 months. So you can expect the grant. I think it can be possible even before the Christmas break. You can expect by 15th, 16 to 6 in the week of 16th December. The next one is from Binary Systems. I have 7 months old employee letter. Use it for pre-invite. Will it I work if must get the fresh one for final applications? Well, the rule is simple that if you have a 7 month old employee letter, if your reference letter is stating that you are currently employed with the employer, even if it was issued earlier, you can use it along with the latest payslips and the latest bank statement and latest financial evidence. You can use your existing reference letter, which is showing that you have been employed in with this organization as an ongoing employment without an end date. So that could work. The next one is from Arusa Nayyar, uh, Masters of HR at 70 points. Well, I'm not sure what you're trying to ask. Can you rephrase and post your question completely? The next one is from Umar Riaz. In case of visa rejection while transferring from 476 to 500 and being on ART at the moment, is it possible to do professional year in engineering at PVA with full work rights and study rights? Yes, doing the professional year is has no restriction, so you can go for that. Irfan Muhammad, what are my chances of 80 points for 491 telecom engineer with 0 points in English? Well, to be honest, the telecom engineer, if we see the last invitation round of 189, they were invited at 85 base points. So you are saying that you have 80 points for 191. So I believe that the chances would be very low. You need at least 15 more or 20 more points. So you need to try to retake the English test for that. The next one is from Life of a Mendicant. I have applied for all the EOIs for ICT support engineer, software and application programmers with 90 points. Could you please check with the chance? Give me the chance. Okay. Um, so I believe out of these, at 90 points, you can have fair chances of invite. I'm not sure where you are currently onshore in which state. If you have submitted EOIs for all these occupations, maybe you are in NSW or maybe you are in Western Australia. I'm not sure. So, but the chances of invite for at 90 points for 190 for all three occupations are good, especially for the software and applications programmers because it has slightly lower competition. The next one is from Life of a Mendicant Offshore. Oh, sorry, you have already mentioned that you have offshore and you have got superior and age 25 points and currently employed. Okay, so as an offshore, you have submitted UIs for all these occupations. Still, you have good chances of invite for software and applications programmers at first, then software engineer, and then ICT support engineer. I hope you have already submitted the UI for 189 as well. I believe that there could be a possible chance of invite in the upcoming invitation rounds till the end of this financial year. The next one is from Paradigm Media. I have a BSc honors in agriculture from Balochistan Agriculture College, Quetta. I am planning to apply for points nomination. What INSCO code am I eligible for, and what state usually invites that occupation? Well, the agricultural, I'm not sure if you can be an BSc, if you can be an agricultural scientist or agricultural consultant, but if you are talking about agricultural consultant or scientist or agricultural engineer, since you have done BSc honors in agriculture, you might become an agricultural scientist or agricultural consultant. Both of these occupations are good enough, and they are being invited at 85 base points. So 85 base points. So you need at least 85 base points for a good chances of invite. You can explore the options of getting the skills assessment done for your agricultural consultant or agricultural scientist based on your qualification and work experience profile. The next one is from ABIM. Is it mandatory to take release letter from the nominating state on 491, or we can directly live in any regional area? Plus, please clarify about the education and Medicare if it is covered on 491. Well, legally speaking, you do not need to take any release letter from the nominating state for 491. You can live in any designated regional area of Australia on your 491 visa. On the other hand, the Medicare is 100% covered, same as 190 on 491, whereas the education of your kids vary from state to state. Different states have different policies, and we have already recorded and shared a video about this. And the title of the video is the key differences between the 190491 and 189 visa, and we have given the links in the description of that video. So I would suggest you to find that video in our YouTube video library and go through each of the links provided there, and also watch the video to understand the differences between the 491 and 190, and also the rights of education for the kids for on 491 visa. The next one is from Junaid Dhana, a recruitment consultant, offshore 85.4190 and 95.4491. Raw experience points, but currently working in same occupation. What are my chances from Victoria or SA? Well, recruitment consultant has been considered a good occupation so far in this invitation round. Well, we have seen an invite from Victoria at 90 points in the October round and 90 points for offshore applicants. So I believe that you can have possible chances of invite for Victoria 190 at 85 points, maybe after waiting. But if you can increase your points by 5, then you can have good chances of invite from Victoria as recruitment consultant offshore applicant at 90 points. So try for that. Next one is from Vakas Zamir, mechanical engineer with 90 points for 491. What is the chance? We have already discussed that mechanical and electrical engineers, you need to have at least 95.4191 for a possible chance of invite as per the current situation. The next one is from Naeem Bukhari. I am offshore applicant with 90 points on 189. I think we have already discussed about the agricultural consultant. Naeem, your profile, your current points are good enough for a possible chance of invite for this occupation from NSW next round. The next one is from Fahad Javed. Now Fahad Javed is asking. I work in NSW, but my company is based in Victoria, who has clients in NSW. When should I lodge my EOI for Victoria or NSW? Well, since you are currently in NSW, and if you are eligible for NSW nomination as per their criteria of 6 months residency for 190 and 3 months residency for 491, then you are only eligible for NSW as onshore applicant of NSW. You cannot lodge an EOI for Victoria unless and until you work and at a postcode in Victoria while living there. The next one is from Osama Ikram. Can I provide a contract agreement between client and employer with my name as an employee? The client is an internationally recognized foundation for employment proof. Don't have bank statement. Well, yes. Uh, Generally, it's always advisable to submit as many employment documents as possible. For example, if you are referring to a contract agreement between client and employer with your name as an employee on the letter, you should submit it since it's an official document either from the client company or from your company. You can also submit your promotion letters, any letters you got from your employer officially on their letterhead during the course of your employment. If you do not have the bank statement, I would advise you to submit at least one third party or government issued payment evidence, for example, tax returns. The next one is from Sohail Khan. Any chances for 22499 offshore at 80 points for 190 this year? Since you are asking about information and organization professionals NEC, well, information and organization professional NEC, and you are offshore. Okay. So information and organization professionals NEC, the chances of invite at 80 points for 190 would be a bit challenging because we have seen the invites from South Australia, Victoria, at minimum 85 points in this financial year so far in their invitation round. So you need at least 5 more points, to be honest. The next one is from Mohammed Ehsanul Haq. Hello, I'm a mechanical engineer, 7+ years of experience, superior English, age 33. My raw points are 80, but didn't get invite for 190,491. Should I wait for one more year until I get 85 raw points? Well, since you have already submitted your EOI, you do not need to wait for anything. You are in the system already. You just need to update your EOI later when you will have your more year of employment done, and then you will have 5 more points, and then you will have a better chance of invite at 85 raw points for mechanical engineer, because at 80 points for mechanical engineer, since you have good experience, so you will be prioritized by some of the states, and also you have superior English, so you can have good chances of invite in the next financial year after 85 raw points. The next one is from Vipul Chandar Mohan. Early childhood teacher, is it safe to say we can get invited with 75 points for 190 Victoria or Western Australia? Well, yes, possible from Victoria or Western Australia. It's not safe to say, but also early childhood teacher has now got a lot of competition since last financial year now, because many people have done their courses and now in the pool for with their EOI. So 75 points for 190 is still possible. But if you have any chance of improving it, you should. The next one is from Abdul Basit Khan. In case partner is pregnant, what is the process of adding baby in application? Also, if baby is born after grant of 190, well, there are two situations. If the baby is born during the visa processing, then you can simply submit a form 1022 notification of change in circumstances by mentioning this situation, a change in circumstances, and submit it in your ongoing visa application, which is not finalized yet. And the case officer will automatically add your baby as one of the visa applicants for free, based on the documents. Obviously, the travel documents and the identification documents of the baby would be required. However, in case the baby is born after grant of 190, then you will have to apply for a child visa for your baby, because a 190 cannot have a subsequent entrant visa for your child, say like 491 has, or other employer sponsored has, or student visa has. So in this case, if your baby is born during the course of the visa application, that would be the best case scenario, so that ultimately the visa will be granted for all the family members, including the newborn baby. The next one is from Respect. Got invited for 189 7th of November round as a mechanical engineer offshore. I have lodged my visa on 11th of November. Can we expect the grant before Christmas? Well, I don't think so that you will be getting the grant before Christmas, which is lodged on 11th of November. You can expect your grant by February or March, because the Christmas break will be there, and they are taking around 2 to 3 months for the 189 grants. You can consider 3 months, but excluding the Christmas break. The next one is from Vaishali. My husband is applying for 491 at 60 points, welder in January 24. What are the charges? Well, 60 points for 491. This EOI will not be eligible, because the for EOI to be eligible, the applicant should have at least 65 points, including state nomination points. Hina Saeed, any chance for audiologist at 65 points for 189 and 70 points for 190 in different states offshore? Well, since you are offshore, uh, we have seen audiologist invites in the latest invitation rounds at 75 base points for 189. So I believe 65 points for 189 or 70 points for 190 might be a bit difficult. Try for at least 10 more points for better chances of invite as offshore applicant of audiologist. The next one is from Respect. Also, if you can please share chances of offshore pharmacy technician this FY at 80 base points. Which states are likely to invite? Is it a priority occupation, but it's not invited? It's May, IUEOI May. So you are asking about offshore. Okay. So regarding the pharmacy technician, the possibility of invite is for pharmacy technician at 80 base points. We have seen the base of pharmacy technician from Victoria and ACT, but since offshore, otherwise WA would also have been possible. The next one is from Hamza Hassan, 4766, expiring next month in NSW. Should I move to WA to apply for student visa as an electrical engineer? Okay. Well, it's up to you. Applying for a student visa, moving to WA, it depends on various factors, to be honest. So, currently, if you think that you will have, uh, because the electrical engineer occupation is not at a very high priority in Western Australia as compared to New South Wales or Victoria. So you can also explore the option of Victoria because there is no residency requirement. Once you are done with the student visa and your studies, you will still be eligible. So you can opt for a state where they are prioritizing the recent graduates. For example, Victoria. And also New South Wales, they are prioritizing the recent graduates, but both in the regional cases. And Western Australia, they are also prioritizing the graduate stream, but electrical engineer is not being invited much Western Australia. So you can compare Western Australia with Victoria Regional and NSW Regional for your student visa pathway. The next one is from Nurul and Siddiqui. Chances for invite for electrical engineer. I think we have discussed, we have debated a lot about the chances of invite for electrical engineer. Sri Lankan, how will be the chances of nurse critical care with 70 Victoria for next invitation round? When can we expect Victoria next invitation round? So, since you are talking about registered nurse, critical care and emergency, from Victoria. So the possible chances of invite, if you have at least 80 points for 190, then you can have possible chances of invite. The next one is from Raheel Rashid. Is there any chance for any more 189 round in this financial year? I stand at 75 points for CPM offshore. Can I expect an 189 round? CPM was invited at 75 points for at minimum 70 points for 189 in the last round. We are expecting another 189 round, but it will not be a big one as it happened in the month of November. We are expecting a smaller round in the month of April or May because there might be some quota left after the visas have been lodged for from the invitation round of the November. The next one is from Mohammed Ali. I am a mechanical engineer and 2 years of complete construction experience in which worked on civil construction project. Can I go for CPM and civil draftsperson? Uh, so you are asking that, okay, so complete construction experience. So you cannot go for CPM only on the basis of work experience because it is a group A occupation of HSS and it requires the qualification to be related to the occupation, either civil engineer or construction project manager. The next one is from Junaid Afzal. Sir, do I need to add my newborn baby in 485 before lodging my 189 visa application? Have to wait for 485 visa for baby or not? Well, it's optional. You can directly lodge your 189 visa and you can add your newborn baby in your 189 visa. And also, one more thing that I hope that you included your newborn baby in the EOI for 189 as one of the family members, as, like the count of family members. In that case, there will be no complications. The next one is from Salim World. I am from offshore having 65 points for other special scientists. Well, at 65 points for other special scientists, I'm not sure your points breakdown, but the chances would be very low, to be honest. The next one is from ABM. Thank you, sir. Already watched your video of key differences in the visible. Couldn't find any information on education. Talking specifically of Victoria, planning to move to Geelong. We'll try to look for it again. Well, you just need to go to the description of that video, ABIM, and you will see there are links for each of the states, including Victoria, and you will see the policies of Victoria for the education of the children for different visa subclasses. Next one is from Fahad Riyasat. I got 189 invite on 7th of November as an offshore production engineer. Launched my visa on 21st of November. Did medicals in 22nd. And Form 80 also submitted. Till when can I get a grant? For offshore production or plant engineer occupation, you can expect your grant in 3 or 4 months from the lodgement of your visa, and also there is a Christmas break upcoming, so you can expect in March. The next one is from Talha Tahir. Is it possible to for onshore applicant to add required amount for bank statement in Australian bank and apply for a student visa and withdraw the same amount within a week? Well, I would advise you to keep the amount in your banks for at least the period of approval of your student visa. Otherwise, it can be an issue. ABIM, one last question. Can we expect betterment in 191 visa grants time? It's speed up. If someone applied in November 24, when can we expect a grant? Well, yes, all the visa subclasses, the processing time of all the visa subclasses is expected to improve in the coming months because the visa backlog of April, May, June 2023 will be cleared ultimately by the month of January or February. So then there will be a then there will be a speed will be increased for the rest of the applications until now. So we are expecting that the processing time is might reduce to maybe around 12 or 15 months for 491 as well. The next one is from Vendor City Works, a developer program at 85 base points offshore. Okay, 15 experience, 25 age, wait for 118, 190, and this 23. My chances for offshore. Well, the developer programmer has been a good occupation so far, but in the last 189 invitation round, this occupation was invited at 95 points, 95 base points. So you are short of 10 points for that. But since we are talking about 85 base points, so you can have possible chances of invite for either 190 or 191 with 85 base points. But the competition is a lot in developer programmer as well, same as software engineer. The next one is from asking about respect our holidays for Doha announced. How long are the holidays generally? Well, no, they haven't announced yet. They will be announcing on their website, but we are expecting that they will be taking a break for around 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks, unofficially, to be honest. And this, they may start their holidays from 20th of December. They may. The next one is from Vendor City Walk. Can you please repeat once which states are accepting developer programmers and which states do ROI for offshore? Well, for the developer programmer occupation, it's always advisable that you can go to each state's website to see that whether your occupation is eligible or not for that state. So developer programmer is eligible for ACT for offshore, NSW for offshore, yes, and NT not eligible for 491 offshore. Queensland not eligible for offshore. South Australia, yes, eligible for offshore. Tasmania is offshore if you are eligible. Victoria, yes. And Western Australia, it's included in Westmo Schedule 2. So offshore candidates are eligible for developer programmer. Now, the next one is from Hamza Hassan for bank statement. Can we show proof of fund for student visa for 1 to 2 days while being on? I have already answered this question that it's always advisable to keep the required funds of your student visa application in your bank for at least the period of student visa approval until it is in the commencement state. Otherwise, it can be an issue. The next one is from Talha Tahir. Is it possible to show proof of funds for student visa? I think we have in a bank account of any blood relative member of family, such as uncle. Well, it has to be your parents. Your parent can sponsor you for for your student visa application. Generally, it can be an issue in case of uncle. You should try to get the bank statement of your parents in case you are using their sponsorship for your student visa application. The next one is from uh, Fahad Riyasat. While waiting for 189 grant, what things should I focus on and how to select the city to live initially? For employment, should I start applying now or should I focus on some certifications? Well, since you are waiting for your 189 grant, what you can do is you can start researching about the states where you have some network. You can check with your friends or family members if you have any in Australia, whether they can provide you some insights, and also you can do some online research about the about different states and and the preference of your occupation as per the online job portals. You can have some research that which state or region or area or city can be preferable as per your occupation's demand as per the online job portals. Obviously, you have to do some research for that, and similarly, you can compare the cost of living of different states. That's what you can do while waiting for your 189 grant. But applying for jobs wouldn't be advisable unless and until you have got your 189 visa, so that you can show it on your CV that you are currently a PR holder and you are ready to join the company in case they select you. The next one is from um, Muhammad Fahad for 491 visa. The processing time is 23 months, but I heard it's issued within 1 year if it is for NT. Is it true for electrical engineer offshore? Well, the grant of any visa, either it is 491, 180, 189, it is not the responsibility of the state, and the state which is nominating it has no impact. Right? The priority occupation has an impact. Also, if the primary applicant occupation and the secondary applicants, the partner's occupation are in the priority, then it is also possible that the primary applicant's visa will be processed faster as compared to others. So it depends upon many factors. It's not about that NT has nominated, so that's why the 491 visa will be granted in 1 year time. Uh, Typically, what happens is that 491 visa is being granted in 1 year as well, for depending upon different factors about the skilled partner or your own occupation. So you can consider that the visa's processing is expected to improve in the coming months, including for the 491, and it might reduce from the current 23 months to 13 or 14 or 15 months in the next few updates of the global processing timelines. The next one is from binary system. Do we need latest bank statement, payslip for final application, or pre-invite time documents can be used again 1 to 2 month old? Well, if these are 1 to 2 month old, what you can do is you can use the same and use the latest 4 weeks payslip, the latest monthly payslip as well from your employer. Bank statement you can use the same, and the main thing is that you need to prove your employment points till the time of pre-invite. So if you have got the documents to prove your employment duration of as per the duration requirement of the point system, then you are good to go even for using the 1 to 2 month old bank statement. The next one is for, can we pay fee of visa in 2 installments or single only? No, you cannot pay the visa application charges in installments. You have to pay in one go, a single transaction only using your bank card. The next one is from, can a retail pharmacist with 90 points at 491 and 80 points at 190 can expect invitation for offshore candidates? Well, to be honest, the retail pharmacist has been quite competitive occupation. Retail pharmacist, we have seen, you are asking about the offshore, right? Okay. So in case of offshore candidates, the chances of invite for retail pharmacists are at 90 points. Okay, so at 90 points for 191, it would be low. You can consider that the possible chance of invite at 85 points for 190 and 95 points for 191 as per the current situation, and you can consider the chances of invite from Victoria for retail pharmacists as offshore applicant. The next one is from Akram Khan. Akram Khan is asking, uh, do we need latest bank statement, payslip for final application, pre-invite documents? I think we have already covered. The next one is from Sir Adam. Sir is Tasmania, NT, Queensland, and WA open for 190 for developer programmers. Well, I think we have discussed already that the developer programmer. Let me conclude this question. Let me conclude by using this question as an answer that if you have an occupation, for example, if you are a developer programmer, you have any XYZ occupation, what you need to do is you need to visit each state's website, and there you will see the occupation rate. You will also see your occupation's eligibility for 189, 190, 491 from the Department of Home Affairs on eligible skills list. In addition to that, you need to go to each state's website. You need to see whether you are eligible for that state as per their skilled occupation list, and by doing that, you will be able to find that whether you should be submitting your EOI for that state or not. Sometimes some states also require experience requirement is also there. For example, Queensland is asking for the applicant to have at least 5 years of experience. And out of that 5 years, at the latest 5 years, if you are eligible for an occupation which is under the energy sector, then you have to have at least 3 years out of those 5 years related to the energy projects. So you need to see the eligibility criteria for each state on their website as per the latest financial year's program in order to become eligible for to get an invite or to get nomination approval from that state. With that note, I would like to conclude today's live question and answer session. Thank you very much for joining. I hope it would have been useful and helpful for your questions. And I would encourage everyone to subscribe to our YouTube channel And if any question is not answered in today's live question and answer session, you are always welcome to post in our Facebook group, and also we will be coming up more live question and answer sessions in the future in which you are always welcome to join. So thank you very much for joining, and see you next time.